Hi, my name is MELISHA Lin and I'm 22 this year. I'm a freelance model and host. I started out as a promoter and now I'm your Global Asian Model Malaysia 2019 and I define limits. I am very excited as this is my first online interview with Hugo. It was truly amazing. There were so many questions asked and I answered all of them passionately as I am really into beauty pageant, modeling, competitions, gender equality, all sorts of topics that really means a lot to me and it was really challenging as well to answer. And I hope that the viewers at home, you truly enjoyed every bit of the interview and you feel inspired to be the same as me, to actually voice out and for your voice to be heard.
So once again, welcome MELISHA Lin. So first and foremost, for those who are watching, as a model yourself, I mean, a lot of people has dreams and they look up to models, they look up to pageants winner. They are like the influencers in our community.
Okay.
So can you share with us one or two misconceptions about being a model that people usually have this idea about model that is not quite correct?
Thank you, Terence. I think the first thing that people usually think about models is they don't eat. I think it's pretty common because models do need to have a certain body, even though the current modeling industry is actually evolving. We are talking about different body sizes, different skin tones, blah, 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 so on. It is still pretty shallow, I would say, in a sense. It is still the same thing, 32, 24, 32, 25, 34. That is like the basic body shape or the ideal body shape that a model should have. And usually for models, they do expect you to be tall. The minimum height for female would be around 170. 175 above will be ideal if you're going somewhere high fashion. For males would be above 180. So the first misconception is because models need to constantly diet, they don't eat. They have they starve themselves and so on. I would say in an ideal condition, models usually they eat really clean. So they do eat. It's just because of the calorie deficit being really low. That is why they are maintaining their body weight and maintaining that lean body. So the second misconception would be, I would think that people look at models as if they are someone that you need to look up to. I would say, yes, models are somehow like an influencer. If you do look at the current Instagram, Facebook, you have a lot of models with high profiles. They have high numbers of followers. However, they are still human. So they do think that models should act in a certain way. Same goes to beauty queens. You need to act in a certain way, which I agree to a certain point that you should be elegant, you should be well spoken, and so on. But in a way that the society is actually pressuring this bunch of influencers or models or beauty queens to a stage where sometimes you see there's a backlash coming from these people. That's why you see a lot of currently there's a lot of posts from all the big influencers where they actually say something wrongly and then everyone is just like bashing their opinions. They're still giving their honest opinions. That is their opinions. You have to accept it. Am I right or wrong? There's different opinions to everything. There's no right or wrong. It's just a matter of you actually understanding it from the point of view. So that's the two things I would say as a model. That's a misconception.
I think you raise a very important point on the current trend that modeling is actually evolving. They are becoming more inclusive of different skin color, of becoming more. How true is that in Malaysia? Of course, we are aware that it's reported globally. People are taking chances. But how true is it in Malaysia?
I would say that in the modeling industry currently, it is becoming more accepting. There's a lot of like petite models, we have plus size models, but they are not given equal opportunities as compared to normal or what we call the ideal type models. Because in a way, clothes are made to fit this ideal body shape. Our body or model ideal body is to fit that sample size. So designers actually come up with clothes that are fitting that sample size. So it's very hard for them to, in a way, they say that it's hard for them to actually accommodate the different body sizes around Malaysia actually. But I did watch yesterday a broadcast from a designer where she actually said that, no, I want to make clothes for petite females or petite models because they think that the market is much more inclusive because not everyone is 175 above. Am I right? Some girls are maybe 150 to 165, 178. There's a lot of different heights and sizes. So I do understand and I do see that the world will become more open to the different categories in the future.
I think the line lagged a bit just now.
Oh, okay, you didn't hear it.
Yeah, but I got the gist of your idea, right? Is that there are some designers that are now actually willing to appeal to a different segment of the market. But do you believe that
Yeah.
the very reason why people are so narrow in the prefer body size or prefer mass market condition? I mean, you could have take chances with a more diverse choice, but maybe the market does not respond as well. So is it more like a marketing problem instead?
I would say it is as well because of how the trend was so many years where they actually cater to a one size, you know, even though there were so many different sizes previously. You look at Victoria's Secret crashed because of them being so inclusive to their ideal body sizes, and it became such a huge backlash on them, and many women stopped supporting Victoria's Secret. So that is a really good example of their marketing, and they actually need to stop their fashion week or their fashion show. Usually Victoria's Secret have this fashion show which is really all girls or all models actually look up to this fashion show a lot because they do believe that, oh, any models that actually work for Victoria's Secret, that means you have a certain class to you, or that is the standard I want to be. So in a way, I would say that marketing does play a big role in catering to that market. And for in the meantime, our current designers are not doing that as well.
Great point there. And you mentioned Victoria's Secret. Coincidentally, well, I have a question on that as well. So I think it's I'm not sure how long ago, probably 1-2 years back. There is this we have a Malaysian, I think it's MELISHA LIN, which is from Asia Next Top Model. So she's supposed to be modeling for Victoria's Secret, and there are a couple of photo shoots. So what happens is that those photos actually reach our shows, right? So people have that she has been dressing inappropriately. That's not what our culture would like to promote. So what do you think now?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a conflict between being a model versus what our culture is promoting? Is there such a stigma behind?
Definitely, there's definitely a
Mhm.
huge stigma. As we can see currently during the COVID-19, there is a difference between the law and also our religion law. There's a difference, right?
Mhm.
There's like,
Mhm.
it's not matching in a way.
Yep.
So there's a lot of conflict
Mhm.
when it comes to Malaysia, actually. You can see even concerts, sometimes people think that it's appropriate. It's nothing wrong about the concert, right? It's just a singer dressing the way he or she is, being confident, but Malaysians can't actually accept that. This is because we are taught in a way that we are supposed to dress modestly, and we're supposed to cover up.
So yes, back to you now. You were commenting on the cultural conflicts, right? And there is always this stigma with being a model and a beauty queen. How do you
Mhm.
reconcile it? When you decided to become a model, do you face any oppositions from your family or friends?
In a way, you mean how do I break the stigma that is actually coming from my friends and family? Is that your question?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
clarify,
Mhm.
um, I would say that initially, for my friends, they were really supportive. Like, I know them from day one. They are usually
Mhm.
time. They are fine with me doing anything
Mhm.
that is crazy. But for my family, I think they have this idea of me where I am a very sporty person. I am very rough in a way. Previously, I'm pretty chill, I would say, as
Mhm.
current. So they were
Mhm.
just shocked. There wasn't like my father didn't like modeling at all initially. My mom was
Oh,
supportive of
okay.
it. So it took a
Mhm.
while after I actually won the title of Global Asian Model Malaysia. Then they
Mhm.
started being more comfortable with me being a model and being a sort of I wouldn't use the word influencer because I don't
Mhm.
like the title. I would just
Okay.
say
All
if
right.
I do influence someone, then that is good. And
Mhm.
so far, there is a lot of people. There are a lot of people that they are telling me that I actually influence them a lot in a good way, which I'm actually quite pleased. So yeah, that's my answer.
I think from what we gather is that it is very normal that there are some portion of our friends that will be against it and another portion that will be for it. So it's usually a question for people who are starting out, like how do we
Mm-hmm.
break through
Mm-hmm.
that? So for your part, for Mel's part, is after you actually make progress and actually after you win the title, so people
Mm-hmm.
begin to accept it. And I think
Yep,
for many
definitely.
people, yeah, right. So they see you progress, they see you are doing good, you are not being led astray. So I guess they feel comfortable. Now
Mm-hmm.
talking about
Yeah.
modeling, we are still on the modeling part. What kind of training do you undergo? Because I would like to talk a bit about the positive experience on modeling. You know how it improves your communication, it teaches you how to catwalk, a lot of good things.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you could share about what is your best experience. Yeah.
My best experience. Okay. So initially,
Mm,
when I decided
mm,
to enter modeling, I enrolled myself
mm,
into a modeling school. The name of the modeling school is
mm,
Runway Productions by Catwalk Guru. So,
mm.
do you know Amber Cha? You probably
Yep,
know her, right?
definitely.
So, okay. So,
Of course.
Catwalk Guru Benjamin Tong, he is one of previously he used to partner with Amber Cha, but then he came out
Oh,
by himself and curated Runway
mm,
Productions. So I joined Runway
okay.
Productions as I met him in person initially, and he also like encouraged me to join their programs, which I enrolled in 3 programs. I would say that actually enrolling yourself in a program, especially for modeling, is really good because you know where to start. You know what are the things that you need to bring for shows. You know how to groom yourself because there's grooming classes. They teach you how to do makeup based on your height. They teach you how to basically groom yourself into a more confident person. Because initially, when I actually joined the modeling school, I actually had a lot of I wasn't doing good, I would say, because I'm actually quite tall, right? So it became an issue for me to walk in 5 inches heels. So it's really hard because when I wear 5 inches heel, I'm basically 186 in a way. So being 186 with the minimum height that I have right now is 176, right? So it's really hard for me to walk in heels and to present myself elegantly. So after that, after enrolling myself for about 3 or 4 months, it became better. And after that, I do meet Nixon Sim. He is one of my manager's partner. So we actually had a conversation and we decided to, I decided to actually learn with him. And from there, everything was good. It was like very clear cut. He taught me a lot, and I can't imagine how much I have actually turned out to be after actually enrolling myself with Benjamin Tong and also Nixon Sim. So both of them actually played a huge role in my catwalk progress, in my grooming, as well as not to forget my manager. He is really, really good in pageantry and modeling competition. So he did a lot of grooming with me. He actually just guided me from day one. So it's really, really good so far for my journey. So that's the positive side of modeling.
Thank you for sharing, Mel. And we actually have a question from Jenny. Jenny asks, what are the challenges that you face as a model?
What are the challenges that I face as a model? I would say the temptation to have the food. Like for me, food was a huge thing before I became a model. So I think the first challenge for me was to actually overcome the state of my mind where I just want to give in to food most of the time. Even this few days or this few weeks that we are stuck at home, it's really hard to not give in to food and just like, let's just take a break. I'm not saying that I'm not cheating at all. There is cheat meals. I do cheat meals quite often, sometimes even twice a week, which for models is not really encouraged in a way. But then to compensate what I do with food, I usually just work out more. So that's the first challenge. The second challenge will be basically you're standing in a room with so many other beautiful people. They are tall. You're not only saying like, basically if you're in a room with models, everyone is tall. Everyone has a unique look, has a unique facial features. So you're competing with yourself in a way that you have to perform your best so that the designer actually pick you instead. Because to be honest, the modeling world it looks big, but when it comes to shows, it is usually the same bunch of models. There's not much of a change to it unless the designer decide to include a new skin tone or include a person of disability, because nowadays it's pretty common in modeling industry to include someone unique in a sense. That I hope that would help, Joanne.
That's something. Yeah. Jenny, hope we answer your question.
Oh, Jenny.
And yeah, journey? Well, just now you say that you are always in a room filled with beautiful people, right? At least that's what our community perceive to
Yes.
be the beauty standards. Have you ever feel
Yeah. True.
envious or insecure? And if yes, how do you propose one overcome that?
Yes, definitely. I mean, like, I get this question a lot. How to be confident? I talk about being confident a lot. Like, to be honest, even my jobs, I do get this question a lot. How do you talk so, like, naturally and, like, just confidently?
Yeah.
I do get insecure because I have this thing with my teeth. I'm very insecure when I need to smile, okay, with my teeth. So, but however, in the modeling industry, you don't really need to smile that often. Yep.
Yeah, because Dr. Billy just commented, very nice smile and teeth. So,
Thank
well,
you. Oh, okay.
that is such a coincidence. Just before you really go on, right? Yeah, please go on
Yep.
now.
Thank you for that compliment. Yeah. So how do I overcome this, right? It's basically just practice. It's the same when you need to walk in heels and present yourself, because modeling is basically you're selling the clothes. You need to walk as confidently as you can to show out the clothes that the designer created. And how do I overcome it? It's just practice and practice and practice, just constantly with my heels. Every day, I wear my heels and I just do a 10 minutes practice walking around, and then I stand in front of a mirror and I just practice. Okay, this is my normal smile. This is my second smile with my teeth. And then my third smile, which is usually like a edgier pose. So when you do all this kind of poses and stuff, it really helps with my insecurities. And sometimes in the modeling world, I guess in a way, if you go to the supermarket, if you look around, you're gonna envy someone anyway. There's always gonna be someone that is prettier than you, that's more good looking than you in a way. Am I right? You're not the most. You have to tell yourself that I am the most prettiest girl here, and I don't care what you say. I'm gonna shut you off, and I'm just gonna walk on stage, and I'm gonna win the crown. That is the thinking that I had when I went to Philippines, because everyone is so gorgeous there. They have practiced for so many months, and I was very fresh when I went to the Philippines. I only had like a month before going to the Philippines. So when I went there, when I went on stage, it was just like, no, I'm the prettiest girl here. I'm just gonna show the judges what I got, and that's it. Yeah. So it's all about the mindset in a way.
The mindset. Yes, yes. I think we have actually transitioned from a lot of stigma regarding the modeling industry, right down to right now, right? We're actually discussing all the positive, what you can actually from modeling. Those viewers out here, I can see a lot of ladies are actually watching our live stream right now, right? For those who are actually aspire to be a model, is there like a certain, or how do you kickstart this whole career? Do you have a mentor?
Okay. So to be honest, I wished I had someone to actually tell me all about the tips to kickstart a journey beforehand. So first thing, you need to decide whether you need to find someone that is really experienced in the industry to tell you whether you're suitable to be in the industry or not. Because as long, yes, there's a lot of people that say as long as you want to be a model, you can be a model. You need to just work on it and work on it. But there is a certain feature or a certain criteria that you need to have to be a model. So the first thing is you need to find someone that is experienced to tell you whether you're more to a model girl or you're beauty pageant, because there's just two categories for girls usually if you're aspire to be a model. And I believe that there's a lot of my our viewers right now that are actually beauty pageant girls. So you have to depends on whether you are more on the smiley side or you can be the edgier type model. Or in model, there's a lot of types of models. There's commercial models, there are high fashion models, there are photo shoot models. You know, some girls are just good for photos. They are very photogenic. They know how to pose. But if you were to ask them to walk on stage or walk on a runway, they might not be as good for a runway. So first, you need to find someone. Like for me, I found Benjamin and I found my manager. So the second thing is, if you can, do enroll yourself in a modeling school. But I would tell you beforehand, it is very expensive to enroll yourself. I actually spent about 6.5K for my modeling courses in runway productions. So be prepared to spend money, because modeling or beauty pageant is an investment. You need to invest in it first to get something in return. Yeah, and when I competed in Manila, I spent almost about 10K just for a competition. Flight tickets, we are talking dresses, we are talking makeup, we are talking heels, we are talking, you know, every aspect of becoming that ideal self to compete with other countries. Because when you compete in an international level, or even as a model, when you are competing in a runway, you're competing with all these girls to stand out, right? So you need to keep yourself well groomed all the time. That's why my manager always say, if you do go out, try to put on at least some makeup. Because last time I used to just put on a t-shirt and I go to my college and I don't care. I'm like, seriously, your brother know it very well, Winkit. I worked with him a lot last time.
Yeah.
So he knows that I'm just like this most chin chai person you can find. So for me to transition from that to this, there's a lot of work in between, I would say. So yeah, so find a person, find a modeling school, join competitions. They are really good for your profile to build your name in a way, and find the right competitions. Don't pick ones that, you know, have a record of cheating your money, or they have a record of some pageants they are out there that has records of because we are girls, right? So we are a little bit more easier to prey on in a way. So you need to be careful with certain pageants, certain organizations, and you know, there are a lot of good competitions right now. There are Runway, Supermodel Search, there are Face of Asia, those kind of competitions that actually can boost your name and step up your game. Yeah, so that's the 3 tips that I can give. Next.
Very, yeah, well thought out tips. I think the last part, right? I would like to follow up on the last part about going for competitions and you are getting gigs. And currently, model and host. How sustainable is being a freelance model? People have this idea that models are raking in money left and right, which is obviously not quite true. So how sustainable is this as a career? And how does one get all these? Is it through your manager, or do you look out for gigs? You send your profiles. How do you?
Okay, so the first question is to cover on whether models are rich or not. I would say that certain models can be rich. The modeling industry, when it comes to, for runways, the payment aren't like crazy high. We are talking about highest payment will be around for hair shows. Hair shows are good money. Hair show models can earn, maybe for a show, they can earn up to 2,000 just for one walk. for a show. So technically, for a normal person, if you were to work 9 to 5 every day, earning 2,000 ringgit for a whole month, as compared to a model walking for one show and earning 2,000, of course you will feel that, wow, being a model is not bad, right? 2,000 a show, that's good money. But then you have to understand that in any freelancing jobs, there is no stability. It's a gamble. You're basically gambling your chances of getting gigs every month. Because there's so many models, let's say 10 models, some months, maybe a month I get 2 gigs or 3 gigs, which are really good money. Maybe I have like 3-4K. But then the next month, I might not have a job. They might not have a photo shoot. They might not have any jobs. Basically, like current situation, which is during the COVID-19, I basically had 4 or 5 gigs that are supposed to be last month and this month, and it all got cancelled or postponed. And as a freelancer, you are hugely impacted to the limit that I need to depend on my parents for now. As you know, that I have been independent for quite some time. So I would say if you can, find an agency, because an agency can really help you to build your name out there. They will send your profiles around and tell you when to go castings. And as a freelancer yourself, you need to be aware of different casting groups or different shows that are going around so that you can actually go cast for them. But of course, like I said earlier, you need to make sure that you are suitable for that show, because in a way, everyone is going castings and not everyone is getting the job. There is 50 models required, maybe 150, 200 models are going for the castings. But then they always question themselves, why am I not getting the job? It is because your requirements are not eligible for that job. For instance, if the designer wants a 170 girl, you are 168, I would say go ahead, why not try, give it a shot, because you will never know. With heels, you can still cheat a little bit, because there's always a cheating factor in I'm not asking you to cheat for exams, I'm just saying that cheating in terms of height, it always happens, whether it's in a pageant or a modeling competition or modeling in general. So you can always go if you're 168, but if you're 160, you're going for a casting for models that is 170, 175, the chances of you getting it is very low. And the chances is you're going to waste your time there. Might as well use that time to look for other castings that there's a high potential for you to actually get the job. You get what I mean? So models in Malaysia, we don't consider that factor. Every time there's a casting, let's go for that casting. Let's just try our luck. It's not all about luck. It's also knowing how to play your game in the industry and being smart at actually allocating your time for each job. Yeah. So whatever that I'm saying today is all my opinion on the industry from my perspective. Okay, it might not be true, but in my experience, it has been happening for so long. So if you have any other questions, do send it in.